What's good, YouTube? It's YBG Taz back with another one, and this time we're doing Tommy G investigating the Epstein file cover-up. Hey, man, I don't normally like to talk about politics, man, but I love me the little drama going on with this right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, America right now, I seen something the other day saying we go to a civil war soon. We keep this up, bro, and I ain't gonna lie. Our president ain't helping nothing at all when it comes to this, bro. We all just so divided, bro. America's so cooked. But we're gonna get right into this one, because I ain't gonna lie. I'm intrigued by this. I'm just saying. But as I say every time, everything I react to is live on my Twitch channel. It's gonna pop up right on his face. Wait, isn't he dead? RIP. I think he's dead, if I remember correctly. But RIP. But everything I react to is live on my Twitch channel. And before we get into this video, most of y'all aren't even subscribed to me, bro. Like, y'all be watching my videos and not subscribing. If you don't subscribe, at least leave a like, you know? But we're gonna get into this one.
Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
It's just very strange for a lot of people.
I'm getting drafted. Team jumping the homies. I ain't gonna lie. I am too, bro.
Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it?
So if you're able to, you'll be...
Yeah, I'd certainly take a look at it. This is a Democrat hoax. Yeah, I'd be inclined.
See, bro. See, I'm gonna just let it play. I'm just let it play. I ain't gonna say nothing. Cause y'all know me, man. I'm neutral, bro. Both sides is terrible in my opinion. I'm neutral. Whoever's the best. That's just me. That's just me. Have your own take on it.
Hoax. The Epstein saga is not a hoax.
Evidence that shows that Epstein was
wait, we bringing him too?
Either Mossad, Israeli intelligence, American intelligence.
But the bottom line is the records.
Wait. Since they brought him up in the video, no disrespect to him too. RIP him too. But like, all I'm saying is once he talked about Israel, he died.
Getting out.
The president says
I'm just saying.
politicized hoax.
What the hell are they afraid of?
2 years
Dude,
ago,
my trail's
we talked about
fuck
releasing the
that.
Epstein files. Last night,
I ain't gonna lie, I'm going to
we
jail
talked
before I
about
get drafted, bro.
Releasing the Epstein files.
You got a lot of people that it could.
Wait. See?
2 years ago, we talked about releasing the Epstein files. Last night, I was shocked to hear that you voted against releasing the Epstein files.
Oh, he done got him a liar, chat.
Could be mentioned that those files.
I get drafted on shooting my leg. I get drafted, bro. Send me to jail, bro.
Who were in tears.
Respectfully, I ain't fighting for our country, bro. Not a single war. Sorry.
Talking about.
Call me unpatriotic or whatever. I ain't never stepping foot in the military uniform.
In junior high, about 13, 14 years old.
Word, that's what I'm saying, bro. Fuck all that. Them niggas don't care about me. I care about them niggas. Come on, bro.
I wanted to look into the Epstein file cover-up, but I didn't want to risk offending the president or doubting the FBI director's official narrative.
FBI director sucked. Wait, didn't the FBI director, did he leave? Or resign? I don't know why I said resign. All right, I typed in his name, the Kush, whatever.
Uncomfortable
Too
by
much stuff popped up, bro. I ain't read all that.
You know what? Fuck that. I'm not apologizing for anything. It's time to go gloves off.
See, that's why I love Tommy. Let me just stop pausing. I love Tommy, bro.
I don't care whether it's Biden, Kamala, Trump. If you are in charge of our country and you're hiding, protecting a billionaire sex trafficking your ring, then we the people are coming after you and have every right to demand the answers. In fact, we pay each and every with our paycheck to demand answers and accountability from you. And our president, Donald Trump, actually talked.
Man, if you don't like Tommy G for him just being real, you is the part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Tommy G don't never speak nothing but facts in his shit, bro.
About the Epstein files. Here's what him and his administration said.
No, somebody clip that, bro.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to do the Epstein. I'd have no problem with it.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
Nah, we do.
What that man did.
Hold on, my string
200 victims, well over 50 actually.
Who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book?
FBI. As the former number 2 in the...
He said 200. Even if Gramps was in the military, I'm not going to war. My parents in the military, I ain't going to war either, bro. What's the point of trying to get this files released? That shit could be playing about whoever's at the top. I mean, it could be, but I think it just has to do with just revealing Trump's actually corrupt. That's really all it comes down to. If being honest, they just want the FBI to admit that they're corrupt and that Trump's corrupt, and then the extra stuff that comes with it. If I'm being honest, that's where I see it as. Because honestly speaking, It don't really matter.
of the stuff there to protect the deep state. Oh no, you can't see that. Nothing to see here.
There's always a deeper
And now
meaning.
that these people are in power, here's what they are saying.
Look, the whole thing is a hoax. It's put out by the Democrats.
Oh, that's the Apple dude. I was like, hold up.
Because we've had the most successful 6 months in the history of our country. This is a Democrat hoax
My bad, bro. I be so allergic to bullshit.
that never ends.
20 years ago, or whenever it was, 2006, 7, 8, Epstein gets his sweetheart plea deal, right? I wasn't in power there. I wasn't in place there. I had, nothing to do with it. But
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
I put out a poll on my YouTube channel, and 115,000 of you replied.
Damn.
And 96% of you said that the government is a bunch of filthy liars when it
Facts.
comes to the official narrative
About
on
anything.
the Epstein story.
Facts.
So me and my team boarded a plane, and we flew to Washington, D.C.
I
to
hate
launch
that.
a
I hate that
full-scale
so much.
investigation.
I
In
hate that
doing
so
so,
much.
we talked to United States senators, guys like Chuck Schumer, Ron Johnson,
Oh,
and
he
Rand
get
Paul,
names out.
as well as
Oh,
representatives
F. Rand
like
Paul.
Nancy Mace, Hank Johnson,
I think that's
and
the
the
dude I
man
don't
that's
like.
leading the charge to push for transparency, Representative Ro Khanna. Furthermore, we joined forces with one of the top conspiracy theory experts on the internet, Mr. Ian Carroll, and we also spoke with a guy by the name of Mike Yeagley, a man who works
heard of
with
him.
all of your favorite three-letter agencies
Ah,
and claims to have
that's
seen a
who he
version
is.
of the Epstein files himself. We get into this and much, much more.
Wait, Lots, with you being so young, you know anything about this? Or you just hear about it on the news? You know this stuff? You know your info? Kinda. That's what I expected.
We are here in Washington,
That's-
D.C., the beating heart of where it all goes down.
That's so about
And today
20.
we're looking into what might be the biggest cover-up in American history, the Epstein file list. The fact that the elites, the billionaires, the well-connected might be in a ring right before our eyes, and they are lying to our face about it.
This is a Democrat hoax. They're trying to get people to talk
Bro,
about something that's
hold
totally
up, bro. He done replayed this like 8 times in the video now, bro. Like, we get it, bro. We get it, bro.
irrelevant to
Is
the
it gonna be taught in this next generation's history list? I don't know, bro, but he definitely gonna be in the history books for all types of BS. And I'm so glad I ain't gotta be one of the people who gotta learn about it, because honestly, just don't let that statement
we've
sit there.
had as a nation since I've been president.
And I want you to suspend your tribalism for a moment. I don't
Like,
care if you're
anybody who's
Democrat,
like a
Republican,
diehard Trump
somewhere
fan,
in
I'm sorry, bro,
between.
you're
This is
racist.
about the truth.
Sorry.
This isn't about one party or
It's
the
being
other.
neutral.
I actually
You're
think they're
racist.
probably both complicit in this. We're gonna get to the
'Cause I
bottom
don't
of
think
this
Joe
because I
Biden
think
was
this
good
is
either.
Very important.
So,
join me
neutral.
as we question and we do one of the most American things there is, which is to question authority,
Mhm.
demand the truth,
Mhm.
and get the knowledge out to the people, we the people, who fund all of this. Let's begin.
And then he tried to take Jimmy Kimmel's freedom of speech away. Come on, bro. We in America. Niggas trying to treat us like we in North Korea. Is that the bad one? South Korea? North Korea? I think it's North Korea is the bad one. North Korea. Yeah, like we're in North Korea, bro. This ain't no damn dictatorship. I be getting confused so many times.
And I'm an independent journalist, researcher,
Mhm.
content creator.
Heard you.
My slogan is follow the money, seek the truth. Jeffrey Epstein was an unqualified math teacher for the wealthiest of the wealthy that then got recruited to be an unqualified banker that
Damn.
then kind of failed out of banking during a scandal. And so
You telling me I just gotta be rich and I can fail at everything and people...
somewhere in there, he got hooked up with human traffickers and blackmailers and started what appears to be the world's largest known sexual blackmail trafficking ring.
Bro, hold up, bro. Some of these people look young in this photo. Hold up.
Largest known.
Hold up, bro. Tell me I'm tripping, bro. Some of these look super young. I ain't never seen the pictures, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never seen the pictures of the stuff. I've only seen the talks. You know what I'm saying?
Sexual blackmail trafficking ring.
I ain't gonna
Leading
lie.
the charges of encouraging
Because they
the
are.
government to release the
See,
files
I ain't never know that
is
much.
Representative Ro Khanna from California. Ro Khanna, a Democratic congressman representing San Francisco,
Someone like 5,
is co-leading
actually.
the charge with Kentucky Republican Thomas Massey to force a release of the Epstein files. Seen on popular podcasts like Theo Von and Flagrant, he is a politician who is determined to be transparent. He's coming to Airbnb.
See, I like that.
Good
I
to
like
meet you.
honesty.
How are you?
Meet you.
Thank you for
He
coming.
came to
through.
them. Oh, yeah. He ain't hiding nothing. He ain't hiding
If you were
nothing.
rich and if you were powerful, you basically got away with assaulting girls, and then these rich and powerful men.
Hashtag Diddy.
said, what are you going to do about it?
I'm sorry.
Proceed to blackmail most of the most powerful people all around the world, which now is the story that's broken all over everyone's newspapers and Twitter feeds.
Yep, heard you.
He took that blackmail ring straight into the White House and visited Bill Clinton 17 times in the White House with the likes of
Don't
Robert
tell me
Maxwell
Bill
and
part of it
Barack,
too.
directly linked to the Israeli government, and Leslie Wexner bankrolled Jeffrey Epstein. And that's
American billionaire philanthropist L Brands and Victoria's Secret owner. Like, I know that they say money can't buy happiness, and sometimes I'm starting to believe it looking at these some people, bro. But it gets to a point where it'd be like, are you this messed up in your head and in your life that you can't just go spend your money and enjoy your life, like travel, cars, boats, other random stuff that only probably rich billionaires like him may know? That we gotta start being weirdos and getting into sex trafficking, bro? Really? Really? It is so much other things that I could think of that I could do with life. There's so many other things you could do with people of age that's non-weird, that's, you know, unconstitutional, but, you know, you can do it with, you know, with your money. You know, tricks, stuff like that. But, like, come on, bro. Come
just
on,
a
bro.
matter of speech. He signed over power of attorney to Jeffrey Epstein. So Jeffrey Epstein could have sold Victoria's Secret on behalf of Leslie Wexner.
Niggas be getting to the money and they just be messing their whole lives up.
Anymore, but I feel at least 10 IQ points higher right now. I feel good.
Nah, you
I feel
stupid, bro.
quite patriotic today. Getting the chance to talk to our elected
Tell me
officials
you a fool.
and demand accountability, to me, is something that makes me very proud to be an American.
DC is so cool, though. I've been to DC like twice. It's actually fire in DC. He put the camera through the thing? I ain't never seen that one. I ain't never put my camera through the thing.
So we're here with Representative Nancy Mace, one of the people that is leading the charge to expose the
Representative South
Epstein
Carolina.
files. Let's just start with the basics. Do you think Jeffrey Epstein killed himself?
No.
Well, we don't have the camera evidence. We don't. I mean, wasn't the angle of the camera? Was it there?
I have no reason
I
to
don't
believe
think
that he
so.
didn't.
You don't think that there are suspicious
I
details
don't think he
surrounding
did
his death?
personally.
The
I do.
security cameras magically going off, the security guards falling asleep, being on suicide watch but still having access to material.
Yeah, I think there's suspicion, and I think we've got to keep getting the files out. But that may be something we
To
never.
be fair,
are
we ain't
able
never
to
gonna
figure
find
out.
the truth. But me personally, I don't think he killed himself.
This
I
is
don't-
Mike Yates.
honestly don't
He's
think
an
people end up killing
independent
themselves
contractor,
unless,
data
like,
analyst and security specialist
you
who
know,
provides critical intelligence support
they in
to
the real
elite
world, not in
military
jail. In
units and to
GTA,
the
of
three-letter
course.
agencies that everyone watching this is
Human race
familiar
living on
with.
this
In other
side,
words,
did you
Mike's
say?
skill set.
Whoa. No. No. We left Reggie because I don't even remember what happened. But when we were on our DC trip in 8th grade, Reggie got left, him and his father, for some reason. I don't know why. You got to take that up with him. I forgot that. Forgot all about that. If he was alive, they would have had to release the files as proof. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Hey, man, I don't know how he died, but I don't think he died of suicide. In GTA.
That in
In
real time, he can
GTA.
track the location of nearly anyone in the world using specialized methods, and three-letter agencies hire him for this reason. He says in his possession
Oh,
is
he's
a version of
smart.
the Epstein files, and he speaks on his theories based on the information he's reviewed.
Skin feels hella soft now. You sound like a
that
female, bro.
magically got
Lock in.
Hundreds of millions, if not
No, I'm
billions of
joking.
dollars.
You gotta
It's
have
kinda
that
like
skincare, man.
Congressman
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Washington with a net worth of $100,000, and 3 years later they've got $8.4 million net worth. How did that happen?
I don't know how it happened to them, but I'm trying to let it happen to me. Legally. The right way. Fuck.
Who is Ghislaine Maxwell?
Feeling yourself is
She
kind of
was the one
weird.
female
Bro,
that could talk
as a
to
dude,
a-
you gotta have
talk to an
smooth skin, bro.
impressionable 15-year-old
Or at
girl
least
who
the
wanted to be
good-looking
a
skin.
model for the limited.
Basically grooming these young
Facts,
girls
Sots.
and
Facts.
bringing them to Epstein. She was there recruiting more junior high and high school students for Epstein. She was
Junior in high school? No. I didn't know. Oh my god.
part of the abuse, and for her to now
Pre-ordering?
is a
Oh,
slap
you're
in the face of
stupid.
every survivor.
Do you think it's...
I knew she did that. I ain't know it was that.
Possibly that's going to happen. The president is capable of anything. I also thought it was a slam dunk he would release the Epstein files. Something is there.
They trying to get me now that I'm watching it.
Ghislaine
I'm seeing
Maxwell is the daughter of Robert Maxwell.
It could have been me, you stupid, bro.
No doubt about that.
Now,
They
Ghislaine
coming
Maxwell
from
was
people your
Jeffrey
age,
Epstein's
twin.
partner in crime that made this business work. And she has a very interesting background. She's pictured here with her father, Robert Maxwell, who happened to be a media mogul, a textbook publisher, a known asset of Mossad, and he died under very suspicious circumstances.
He is very well known to have worked for Israel and Mossad.
Just think about all the stuff that like goes on behind the scenes that we don't even see or ever get to hear about or know about. Life really crazy. Like people really live they our GTA characters' lives in their real life, bro. Like that's crazy.
Mossad through most of his life. Robert Maxwell was in publishing. He was a publisher, a power publisher, and his operation very
He's
much
in the
seems to be an
females?
influence operation.
Come on, bro.
Focused around information.
It's
and
bad no
publishing.
matter if he was in the females or dudes or not, bro. It's still bad.
We all grew up reading.
So it's possible
It
that
could have never been lots of
study
it.
book
Okay,
that I
bro.
read in class in 5th grade that Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell's dad, Jeffrey Epstein's father-in-law,
Facts.
In a way, yeah.
had a hand in?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, you heard that right. Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine's father, was a textbook mogul whose company, Macmillan Inc., made a joint venture with McGraw-Hill, and this partnership made them the second biggest publisher of American textbooks in the late 80s and early 90s. In fact, you may have used one of his books to study in your class at school. And while it is not official that he was working for Israel or Mossad, he was a British citizen that was given a lavish funeral in a historic Israeli cemetery that was reportedly attended by the Israeli president, top Israeli intelligence officials, and the eulogy was given by their prime minister, who said that Maxwell was almost a mythological figure. Yeah, it sounds like it. So it seems at least one.
Nah. No. Are our tit splits? No. What? Think about all the lies we could have been fed growing up, not even knowing, bruh. What? No, money dead ass brings you hella power, bro. You know how they say money make you do a piece of change will make you do something strange? Or I think I flipped it, but like, what? So there wasn't a Holocaust? Okay, bro, see, now we're going too far.
One thing Epstein and Maxwell had in common was
Now we're
having
going too
frequent
far, bro.
contact with Israeli prime ministers. But more on that later in this episode.
He had stolen all kinds of
Maybe, who knows?
And then
Bro.
he just fell off his boat and died. And all the money went missing. No one ever found it. I've heard some interesting theories about how Epstein...
Israel, please don't come for me, but like, you know how like in the Bible, Israel's like the chosen people? Imagine they just like flipped and now they're like the demonic people and our chosen people that everybody's so-called looking for, the people like, never mind, bro.
Seems to have turned...
I don't even want to go that deep, bro. I love my life, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be haunted, bro. You know what I'm saying? Never mind, bro. Y'all continue y'all doing that. I'm gonna just keep believing in the Most High.
Up with a very similar amount of money, basically that same year.
And what
My
happened
Jewish
is
friend didn't
there
understand
was a
why I asked him
cover-up.
to change his name to
Epstein
Gassim.
got a slap on
You're
the
going to
wrist.
hell. You're
There
going to
was
hell.
No one who talked to the survivors, and a lot of other rich and powerful men.
Give me money, I won't say
farmed out
shit.
underage girls too. Basically,
It's not you just as worse deal.
have not been held accountable. Thomas Massey and I, Republican, Democrat, have said release the file, and we called the survivors to the steps of the Capitol. For 10 years, no one had heard them. They started telling their stories. They broke down in tears.
But I wasn't the only one.
Who's
None of us
recording
were.
this, bro?
Well, if a country can't
Oh,
stand up
wobbly
for
ass
survivors, we've
hands.
lost our moral soul. If we can't protect children, we've lost our moral soul. This is not political. It's a moral issue, and we're going to fight to get these files released.
YouTube, y'all can't see my chat, but
like myself,
yeah,
cheered for
just
Trump,
yeah.
over Kamala because one of the things he campaigned on was releasing the Epstein files. He is now calling it a Democratic hoax. But then at the same time, he's the key contributor of an agent helping bring it down. Which one is it? Recently, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson claimed
He kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down.
Then Mr. Mike Johnson changed his story to this.
If I use the right word, I said FBI informant. I'm not sure. I wasn't there. This is in my lane.
So this guy,
oh, they threatened him. They threatened him.
Presidency isn't sure whether Trump is an FBI informant or not. And because the White House narrative on Epstein changes so fast, my question to Nancy Mace was, which story is it?
I hear, hey, this is a witch hunt with the media who've lied about him for years. So like, I get his frustration. They're trying to portray him as this horrible human being when he's actually not the bad guy. He's not the boogeyman in this. The boogeyman is dead. And his little black book.
I'll give you $20 to believe owning money is the worst thing to do in life and should give it away immediately. Bro, I can't with y'all, bro. I can't.
And I do think there is a massive cover-up. I don't think Trump, he has nothing to do with it.
I read something that 1,000 FBI agents are working around the clock to redact his name in particular. ABC News and other outlets reported in July of 2025 that Pam Bondi allegedly told Trump that his name was in the Epstein files. Then, Senator Dick Durbin made the allegation that the FBI was having agents work around the clock to cover for Trump. Now, if the claims of Senator Durbin are true, it is disturbing to learn what lengths this administration will go to.
Wait, hold on. Can we be real for a second? Do y'all think Trump's in here? I personally really don't care whose name's in here, to be honest. I really don't. Because like at the end of the day, it's not gonna change my life. But like, we've heard what he said about his daughter, right? I'm just saying, he might, yeah.
Cover this story up.
I'm just saying.
1,000 agents we can dedicate to one thing like that. They're just
so possible nonsense.
100%. It's insane.
We know that Trump is in the files.
What makes you sure to say that? Hank Johnson is a Democratic congressman from Georgia. Here
Democrat with a red
current state
flag.
of the Epstein file cover-up.
Well, because he had 1,000 FBI agents combing through the records to remove his name. The Epstein saga is not.
Does she actually suck?
A hoax.
And why do you know this?
Fake. It is real. Thousands of victims, not just from the United States of America, but from across the world.
They're not buying the bullshit. Maybe 20 years ago when somebody could go on Meet the Press and the story was controlled in a news cycle that lasted for 20 minutes with Tim Russert, you could get away with that.
I have to know.
Now they're saying, what force is so powerful that even Donald Trump is not able to release these files?
I saw that for the petition to release the files, only 4 Republicans put their name on it.
4 courageous Republicans.
3 of them women, Lauren Boebert, MTG, Nancy Mace, and
W women, man.
And Massey.
Where
W
the
women,
hell are
bro.
the rest of the Republicans on this? How could you possibly vote against it?
Well, it hasn't come for a vote yet. So we just signed our names to it. Once it gets to 218, very soon, then it'll come to the floor for a vote.
Let's look more at the question of why.
All right, bro. Let's be so real. Is that Mitch McConnell from Kentucky, the dude in the middle? I don't know why I know that face. I think that's him. Like, let's be real, bro. The only 2 people in this photo who should be somewhat politicians is 1 and 2, maybe 3. Just because they all look like they're in decent health, they don't look too old. But these 3, bro, go on and get them the grave to lead, bro. They look too old. Like him for Showskis, bro. He probably was alive when my great-great-great-great-great-grandmother was alive, bro. Let's be so for real.
Republicans are largely not voting to release the Epstein files. Well, first let's consider that the Trump administration allegedly declared it to be a hostile act if they voted for the release. Interesting. To the common man, it appears most
We're in a dictatorship and all these idiots are going
Republicans
forward.
are compromising their integrity because they are intimidated or afraid of Donald Trump, allegedly. And to me, the story of a party acting spineless to protect their leader instead of doing what they are supposed to do, which is represent us, their voting base.
All right, so to be fair, you have to be at least 30 years old or something like that to be a politician.
It's
So
similar
like
to when the
50's like
Democrats pretended that former President Joe Biden was not a dementia patient running for re-election. The bottom line is lying or covering for your party is cowardly, and we as Americans should be mad when either side does this. Surprisingly, we're getting one of the top Democrats, probably the top Democrat, Chuck Schumer, to speak to us. Hey.
No, I can't. Oh, he getting like inside, bruh. He getting the inside scoop, bruh. He in there, I'm talking in there. No, okay. I'm sorry. That was cringe. Yep. Oh, he's
By the way,
like
this is
legit
the
in
original
there.
Gilbert Stewart of George Washington.
Really?
They used it for the portrait of the dollar bill. Isn't that amazing?
This is a beautiful building to be in.
Isn't it? Yeah.
You try to pass a resolution.
Like, all right.
to
Respectfully, bro,
prompt
hold
release
up. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. He's 70 minimum. We gotta tell him he gotta go retire, bro.
Right. We did. They don't want to
We gotta tell him he gotta leave.
vote on it, but we found a good way to force them to vote on it today, and we did. And they're squirming because so many of them have said. Mitch McConnell has said release the Epstein files.
Like,
John
look at
Thune
him,
has
bro.
said
Look how he.
have said.
Oh, I was right. That was
Mitch
Mitch McConnell. Look at this, bro. Bags, the eyes struggling to get the veins to pop. No chin. Okay. But like, look how old he looks.
McConnell has said release the Epstein
Actually,
files.
really sound good.
John
20
Thune
years.
has said release the Epstein files.
If that position's
Marshall
long enough. Honestly, yeah. Honestly, it should be a time limit that you can be on this stuff. Because you know the president gets 4 years, and then technically can be 8 tops. So we say like for them, I say 20-30. 20-30 tops is valid.
Blackburn has said it. Tom Johnson has said it. They've all said it. Now they get a vote, and they vote to just keep concealing it.
Why?
What the hell are they afraid of? They're either covering up for Donald Trump, who we know is worried
They're afraid about
these
losing their
files
job,
because he's
bro.
lied
Let's be
about
so
it
real.
constantly. He's the one who made a campaign issue out of this. He said, release the Epstein files.
Him, Cash Patel.
Damn. He started it, and then he found out his name's on it. He don't want to do it.
Release the files, and frankly,
I know, I'm
a
smart.
good number of people, even on the MAGA right, said release the files as well, because they thought, hey, maybe this shows that Donald Trump is part of the whole corrupt scheme that he claims to want to undo. No one believes Trump.
Clock it.
So last night we met with Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, and they
To re-audition for the position.
try and release
Do
the
they
Epstein
even have to? I don't know how like
files.
actual like
It failed
seats
51 to
work.
49. The Republicans
I don't know how the seats and everything
squashed
work.
it. We're gonna meet with our Wisconsin friend Ron Johnson, who voted against it. Ron,
Like, isn't it like every 2 years or something like that? I don't know.
because 2 years ago.
Or 6 years? I don't remember history like
Do you
that, bro.
believe that there's anything fishy about the death of Jeffrey Epstein?
Well, certainly it's fishy. The cover-up of the list of individuals.
Wait, has he been dead this long?
That visited Epstein
Has it been that long?
Doesn't that seem crazy?
Is pretty fishy. I will say, I think it's true, is mainly people of the left that Jeffrey Epstein was courting and that took advantage of his island pleasures.
Don't you feel like anyone that's on that list should be looked into?
Well, I think we should have a full
Bro died in 2019. God damn.
investigation of Jeffrey Epstein and his
Ever
activities.
got
Does it feel like it's been kind of brushed under the rug?
Yes, because it has been.
We're gonna find more of that out in just a few minutes here.
have one last person like middle school who doesn't know.
Now is the time for a few.
Bro, honestly, that'd be valid one, but at the same time, that'd be so hard to
minutes
incorporate, you know?
to their country. Oh,
Everybody has their own bias, even if it's not like racial, stereotypical, or anything like that, though. You always have your own bias, like unconscious bias.
how are you? Good. I'm Tommy. I'm here for an interview with Mr. Johnson. And then look, I mean, who knows? This might be true, but otherwise, this is the culture war is getting
Growing left-wing violence blamed for deadly shooting. Bro, we gotta stop pointing fingers until we figure out the truth, bro.
fanned with this. I wonder if they
This is why I say I'm a neutralist, bro. Because all this is just BS, bro. Like, why are we getting more and more divided
like it if
as
they talk
Americans?
about that kind of stuff.
Americans.
All right, well, let's get you in.
Yes.
Damn, was he drinking prom? I'm gonna clean the nature right up.
Here.
Okay, bro. Bro don't know nothing about the world. Talking about he gonna clean it up.
How are you? 2 years ago, when we met.
Him too, bro. Tell him to leave. His job is done here, bro.
Last night, I was shocked to hear there was a resolution on the floor, and it didn't pass. You voted against it, 49 to 51, against releasing the Epstein files.
Well, I understand that was a poison pill in a process of trying to pass the National Defense Authorization Act. First of all, I'm as curious as anybody.
Morning. How are you? I'm Tommy. Nice
WCAP.
to meet you guys. Where would you like us to set up?
I think y'all are going to be in the conference room.
Hey, an absolute honor. My name's Thomas. Nice to meet you.
U.S.
I think
United States what? Representative? Is that what it said?
Hey, an
For
absolute
who?
honor. My name's
For
Thomas.
Kentucky?
Nice to meet you.
Oh, that's the.
think
I know him.
One of the things that really
Everybody
annoys
loves him in
people is they
Kentucky,
think,
bro.
well, maybe some rich people don't have the same justice. I'm just an ordinary person. I live in a middle-class home, but this really rich guy can do stuff, that if I did, I'd go to jail. And I think that's the way I look at the Epstein thing. I don't have any facts about it. I'm not consumed by it.
Is none of the files digitalized? Like, nah, everything's on paper. I think FBI does everything on paper, so
But
you
at the
can't do
same
that.
time, I think that
If I'm correct.
there's a perception out there that wealthy people got away with stuff and that something's being hidden.
So you started out talking about Epstein. It's certainly not my priority, but let's start out, truthfully. Let's start out and talk about what happened yesterday.
Did we just kind of do? Did he just like divert the whole question? I think it just waxed on, waxed off. Like, hold up, bro.
What happened to Charlie Kirk dwarfs. I mean, the Epstein file is dwarfed by the implications of what happened.
Oh my God! No, Tommy, you're making him look bad.
Senator Johnson, I agree with all of these points.
He didn't care about none of that to put that in there, bro. That whole 5 minutes was straight BS, and you know it. He never skips anything in his videos.
I agree, but I do feel like we are derailing from the Epstein file. You had.
That's why I like Tommy, bro. That's why I like Tommy, bro.
Again, we'll get to the Epstein files. I don't have that much to say about them because I don't know anything about them.
Oh, he's cooked. He's cooked. Tommy, you done did your job, my brother.
Why did you vote against releasing it?
Because that was a charade. That was a poison pill trying to derail the.
He's part of the reason.
The Epstein files will eventually get
But Epstein to
released,
Charlie-ish.
We followed up with
Yeah.
a couple Senate offices to see if
Also,
they...
the whole Charlie-ish, bro. I don't want to go in a deep dive of this, but like, why'd everybody come for black people during that situation, bro? Why'd I get attacked? Like, what'd he say fuck me for? Like, it was in Utah where he died. We's not out there, bro. Like, why we get attacked?
knew what Ron Johnson meant by this poison pill theory he's talking about, and they were just as confused as we were.
You spoke with some of those victims last
Yeah.
week. What can you tell the American people what you learned in that meeting?
I was moved to tears.
Well, I think my face showed it all. I left the meeting early in tears.
Wait, in tears after what? They be moving too
I think
quick,
my
bro.
face showed it all. I left the meeting early in tears. It was just really, I'm going through something that's very raw and very similar. I'm about just under 2 years.
When they finally get hit with real reality in their face, they start
trauma.
crying. It's
I
crazy.
want to say that these women
I'm
are
sorry, I don't know her
very,
story.
Very brave.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Yeah, sure.
So how does it feel to have your whole party turning against you, to have the president turning against you, to have all this political power coming to bear on you just for trying to hold accountable in our government?
Well, as long as I've got the people back home for me and the people out in the country for me, that's okay. I've never tried to make it my priority to worry about my friendships here. I think half the reason people are motivated to keep them secret is embarrassment.
We are looking at the
I
most
like that.
blatant cover-up.
I like
The
that.
dumbest lies are being
I like that.
used. Are you not sure that there's
That's kinda
something
some
fishy
bullshit.
going on?
I think there's something very fishy going on. And then you had one of the victims that died recently, Virginia.
Guffrey.
According to Trump's own words, Virginia Guffrey appears to be a key part of why he and Epstein had a falling out, and we'll cover this more in detail later in the episode.
I'm happy to try and extract those from the government. Yesterday's vote wasn't the time to do it.
Okay. The Wall Street Journal published what may or may not be a birthday card from Donald Trump to Jeffrey Epstein. They're known friends, known associates, many photos together, but Trump is suing them for $10 billion for defamation and other reasons. Is that a threat to freedom of speech to sue someone $10
bill? Then
billion?
I'm gonna let it play.
I think President Trump is involved in something like 3,000 lawsuits
It's
in business.
unbelievable.
I mean, it's what he does, you know.
For a guy who keeps talking about free speech, free speech, free speech, free speech, he's awfully sensitive when the speech is speech he doesn't like.
Just
What I've just read is that, you know, 3 forensic handwriting analysts say that is not Trump.
Well, I tracked down the survivors' lawyers, and we went to Epstein's estate, and we said, okay, send us this birthday book. And lo and behold, the birthday book.
Whoa. Whoa, brother.
Epstein's estate, and we said, okay, send us this birthday book. And lo
Yo.
and behold, the birthday book existed. They sent us the birthday book, and it turns out that there was Donald Trump's letter.
On the day we were in D.C. covering this story,
Yeah, he's cooked,
the
bro.
Wall Street
You can't tell
Journal
me he's not a part of it. You
republished-
can't tell me. Nah. See, that's all I need to know. That's all I needed to know. That's all I needed to know. Why is it not full screening this, bro?
What they claimed was a birthday card from Donald Trump to Jeffrey Epstein. In response, Trump filed a $10 billion defamation lawsuit against the Journal, saying that it caused him, quote, overwhelming financial and reputational harm. And folks, this seems to be the Trump family playbook. If you print something they don't like, they might just hit you with a massive, almost impossibly big lawsuit. I mean, just recently, Melania Trump sued Hunter Biden for over $1 billion over a claim that Epstein introduced her to Donald Trump, allegedly. And it then occurred to me that Trump might sue me for this very episode. So I called my lawyer to get his
Man,
take.
don't nobody care, bro.
Tommy G.
How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
I'm now getting a little bit scared that I'm gonna get sued by the Trumps for an obscene amount of money.
Well, just always say, it's been said, it's been alleged. We don't have, like much of this, we don't have factual support, but it's been, some have the opinion that. Just couch what you're saying.
And then what if I still do that and he still sues me?
Well, it'd be great for your career.
You don't think
It'd be
it's gonna
great for your
win?
career.
No.
So it's a nonsense lawsuit just to scare people.
Yep.
And would it get thrown out by most reasonable people?
Yeah, because he's a public figure. They're both public figures, so they'd have to show that you have actual malice toward him. Also, I just wouldn't be too afraid of this.
This brings us to the bigger issue of free speech. If publications and journalists are scared into silence or sued into bankruptcy, this sets a dangerous precedent for journalism in this country. And in fact, a week after these interviews were filmed, Trump has now also sued the New York Times for $15 billion, also for defamation. So before I comment more on this Epstein story, first a quick disclaimer.
In case Donald Trump or his lawyers see this, I just want to make it absolutely clear that his signature on the birthday card is totally fake and it's fake news.
What is this
And so
what is
just
he
to show
doing,
you
bro?
how fake it is, we're going to compare it to real signatures from Donald Trump. Here, you guys can see it for yourself. Now that we've conclusively proved that it's not real, let's move on to another subject.
He's a fool, bro.
Are they being
Tommy's a
blackmailed,
fool, bro.
threatened,
Well, that's
extorted?
a question.
Oh,
Who's
fool.
controlling this? What are the powerful interests? Why is there such a reluctance to release it? It's like they're making it a bigger story every day that they don't release it.
Would he be acting in a way where he is hiding something?
It's hard to explain. From a technical perspective, I don't think there's anything that he needs to avoid. That technical information is available.
He's saying it's a nothing story and it's a hoax. Do you believe that?
I believe that there are Democrats that are using it as a wedge, as a political wedge.
Yeah.
And they're trying to infer that he's a nefarious person. I do think that that is part of what he's describing when he says hoax. I don't think nobody thinks that these women are lying.
Mhm.
Nobody does,
Mhm.
absolutely nobody.
I think it's
I
hard to
hope
look
not.
at this situation and say, yeah, Donald Trump is being very transparent and he's not trying to bury this. He's trying to say that when people ask him in a press conference, like, why are you even asking about this? How dare you? This is old news.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. Are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
Do you think these files should be released completely
He's actually a
unredacted
funny
for all
person,
of us
bro.
to see?
Well,
Like, no
I guess I
cap.
believe in full disclosure of the files, releasing all the names, everything, but we would need to ensure that we redact for any child sexual abuse material or CCM underage kids.
Sure.
And that we would redact the names of victims. So that would be my only caveat to that. Yes, release it all. And for that, I'm on the bill. I've signed the discharge petition, and I will be voting for the bill when it comes to the floor of the House in a couple of weeks.
And we applaud you for that. Honestly, it's refreshing to see people going for transparency.
Yeah.
So people are very happy that you're doing that. Let's talk facts about the relationship between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. He previously said, I don't know the guy.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, He knew the guy.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
All the
Have you
photos and
ever
videos together.
socialized
Come on,
with
bro.
Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
So there are 5 people taking the 5th Amendment, like you see on the mob, right? You see the mob takes the 5th. If you're innocent, why are you taking the 5th Amendment?
I know I'm not friends with any professional sex traffickers or pedophiles. I think like when you're this to me is suspicious of
that's so weird.
You said you didn't know the guy. We were tired of it.
I mean, he's been photographed with him. I mean, they.
Yeah, we were
you
tired
can't
during the
be
Biden
friends, bro.
administration of lies. A lot of us, especially independents, were like, man, this is the time that the veil is actually going to
No, I
get
think
peeled
my
back.
cam
The
died.
JFK files, the Epstein
we're
files.
good.
There's going to be transparency. A guy that was targeted by the justice system is now going to, and it seems like to the average person watching this that our very own
But
president is part
can
of
we
it.
at least agree a birthday card, as gross as that is, has nothing to do with trafficking? I mean, there's no.
No, not at all. But he says he didn't know the guy. You knew the guy.
Well, aside from the numerous photos that they've had
think she got
together,
the side. She
aside
went
from
to
the
father
new
leaks.
reporting about the birthday book and the letters that he sent to him that's coming out,
Allegedly.
aside from all of the statements from both of them that they were very close friends, aside from everyone that saw them hanging out together all through the 80s, aside from all that, yeah, we don't really know.
Why specifically did Trump and Epstein have a falling out, apparently?
Trump claims that Epstein took staff from his spa, took Virginia Giuffre and maybe others from his hotel.
And how old was Virginia at this time?
I believe that she was 16 at the time that she was taken from the spa. I don't know for sure. I know that she was 17 with Andrew. When you're talking about victims, like it feels like it matters extra to tell their story as truly as you can to what they said because of everything they've gone through, and especially Virginia, who not only went through the recruitment, the grooming, the abuse for years, but
That's so
also
lucky.
everything since, and the bravery to tell the story and to, in one way or another, give her life to the story and to the victims in general to expose this. We owe her a great deal. I can't imagine that two
how she
dudes
lived
as
the rest of
close
her life,
as
bro.
Trump
That's
and
so
Epstein
crazy.
were back then, that are into the evil things that Epstein was definitely into, and the questionable things that Donald Trump has openly talked about having been into.
Such
as pageantry, such as walking into the dressing rooms at his pageants while they are changing.
Donald Trump loves a beauty pageant. And by his own admission, he was no stranger backstage while owning parts of 3 different pageants for nearly 2 decades.
You know, they're standing there with no clue. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
I find it hard to imagine that they're breaking up
I'd
their
never
whole
heard that
friendship because one of them was trying to recruit employees from a spa. Who knows? Everyone has their own theories, but I suspect that
Weirdos,
Trump
bro.
is implicated in the files in some ways. And that doesn't even necessarily mean that he committed a crime. Doesn't mean that he ever had sex with a minor. Doesn't mean they had him on camera doing anything. It could just mean that he did business deals alongside these people over the years.
Folks, when I hear about the mysterious and nefarious character of Jeffrey Epstein, it makes me wonder what he was like in person. In 2002, Trump said, quote, "He's a great guy." But Melinda Gates, who met him once, described her meeting with him like this.
He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards.
In fact, her husband
Wow.
Bill Gates' relationship with Epstein was so disturbing that it was a key reason she ended her marriage of 27 years to one of the world's richest men. And because Trump considered Epstein to be a great guy and even invited him to a second wedding in 1993, I was curious what caused Trump to stop being pals with Epstein. Here's what Trump said about it.
But I said, if he's taking anybody from Mar-a-Lago, he's hiring or whatever he's doing, I didn't like it.
Other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told him, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. He was fine, and then not too long after that, he did it again, and I said, out of here.
Did one of those stolen, persons, that include Virginia Giuffre?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa.
Another theory on Trump and Epstein's
Alright, to be
falling
fair,
out
how he knows
speculates
that
that
he
it
works
was a
at the spa,
bidding
though?
war on a 60,000 square foot mansion that contributed towards the end of their friendship, allegedly.
So hypothetically, you could speculate on the Epstein files.
Hypothetically, I could say that one could name names. The names that everybody wants to know.
Facts.
From what you've seen, is President Trump implicated in the files?
I don't know. If there was something in there that was damning to him as a man, let alone candidate, I think that shit would have come out during the election, during the criminal trials.
Probably.
I think the Democrats would have gotten it out if there was something there.
Mike Yeagley brings up a point that a lot of Republicans have also said, which is why is it that much of the mainstream media and many of the Democrats seemingly refuse to cover Epstein and Trump's relationship until now? It doesn't make sense to me either. If the files are so damaging to Trump, why didn't the left unleash this on him during the election cycle, which surely would have been the strategic move? Or is it possible that the damage the Epstein files will cause is so great to both Democrats and Republicans that both sides are too scared for the files to truly come out? I'd love to hear your theory in the comments.
I try to avoid
Man, I ain't
the
even got a
Trump
theory,
side
bro. I just like hearing about it.
because there is a whole rabbit hole to go down on Trump of his history with people like Roy Cohn, his history with Epstein, his history with these business deals and with these pageants and all these things. But ultimately, I care more about the Epstein files themselves because they're way bigger than Trump. It's not just Trump that's implicated. It's our entire government. It's our entire deep state apparatus.
Allegedly.
That's the thing about blackmail is you don't know who's controlled. You don't know who's compromised. We don't know how many strings are being pulled.
If you had to speculate,
Nah,
what
he ain't
kind
lying,
of
though.
people
He's
are on
not
this
lying.
list as far as the positions they hold, the power they have?
I think you would see high-profile media types.
And there goes my camera.
presidents, CEOs beyond those that have already been called out, actors, rappers.
Damn.
You might see a religious figure here and there.
Do you think foreign intelligence operatives are involved in this?
I do.
Can you speak more about how this
There
could
we
be a honeypot operation?
I think a lot of Americans don't have a strong understanding of how blackmail works because
Wow.
it's not something that we deal with in our regular lives. And I
Wow.
think that a lot of Americans are starting to
Gotta be
think
calling
about
us
it more
dumb.
and understand it more. And most people arrive at the very surface level first and they think that's the whole story. You'd think it's like, oh, you get them on camera having sex with a minor and then you own them and they do everything you tell them to. And ultimately, that's not the only form of blackmail or honeypot that works.
It's a
And
lot worse.
ultimately, it's never that simple. Everyone does things in their life that they're ashamed of that they would rather be able to take back. But
Facts.
that blackmail that you have from your past baggage, it never goes away. And so as you achieve a position of power later in life, you bring all that baggage with you, for better and for worse. And if anyone can find it and exploit it, then maybe you are about to work for them.
Do you think it's likely that Jeffrey
He cooks
Epstein
with that
was
explanation.
part of an
He cooks.
intelligence agency, and this was a honeypot operation to compromise people with blackmail?
I think that every option is on the table. I think it's an absolute possibility. I think, you know, I've never seen a honeypot operation, but I've heard stories of honeypot operations in our country, other countries, that it's a thing that they do. Davos, for example, that there are stories of prostitutes that show up and all
I've never
these
heard of
things
that.
go on. You have to think to yourself, we're not that stupid or that gullible. Somebody's filming something somewhere and gonna hold it over someone's head for some deal. I would be shocked if that does not go on.
Now, this is the infamous jet, the Lolita Express, that some of the most influential and powerful people in the world took this jet to places like his island, where they did unspeakable things with minors. And this was likely part of the whole blackmail operation. But let me draw your attention back to this. Now, how did Epstein get this jet? Well, he bought it from none other than our friend Leslie Wexner, the guy that owns Victoria's Secret. And not only did he buy the jet from him, but he also happened to be this billionaire's financial advisor, even though Jeffrey Epstein got fired from Wall Street. What qualifications did Epstein have to advise billionaires on their financial assets? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Who is Leslie Wexner?
Leslie Wexner is one of the wealthiest and most powerful Jewish Zionist philanthropists and business owners in the world. He's a multi-billionaire. He lives in Ohio. He's from Ohio. And he founded L Brands, which is best known for Victoria's Secret. It's also Bath & Body Works. It's also Hollister, Abercrombie & Fitch. It's a whole bunch of these brands. Leslie Wexner had Jeffrey Epstein managing basically
He
his
got
whole
different type of-
estate for over a decade.
Why?
He later claimed that Jeffrey stole money from him and that he didn't know anything about what Jeffrey Epstein was up to because it's plausibly deniable because he had signed over power of attorney. So Jeffrey Epstein could have done anything and he would never have known. So it's awfully coincidental. And then it's also coincidental that his other giant company, Hollister, Abercrombie and Fitch, that was run by a pedophile too. He put in his guy, Mike Jeffries, when he bought Abercrombie and Fitch in, I believe, 98 or late 90s. He put in Mike Jeffries as his CEO to turn the company around. And Abercrombie bought Hollister. They started targeting more young people. They launched all of the fashion catalogs for the young male model thing. And it turns out that that CEO that he put in was running a giant male sexual pedophile ring. And he was flying these young male models to like go and have crazy orgies with all sorts of messed up shit going on all around the world. And that guy just got popped last year, and they wrapped it up with the insanity defense because he has Alzheimer's and he can't remember. So it's just kind of weird that Leslie Wexner, who was the bankroll behind Jeffrey Epstein, had two different was running two of his giant fashion brands in the modeling industry, and no one's ever asked him a single question. He's still a
Oh, they're weirdos, bro. They're all weirdos. Ted probably won't stream for a few days. All right, that's all
billionaire,
good,
living in a
broski.
mansion in Ohio, and he's completely free.
Do you see any overlap
Appreciate the
between
tab.
the Epstein story and Israel?
I don't know, because I don't know what the files are. So there are some people who have alleged that Mossad is involved or that there are a foreign intelligence involved. I don't know. What I do know from Bradley Edwards, the lawyer of the victims, is he says that there are foreign actors involved.
Now, you might be wondering who some of the shadowy figures leaving Epstein's house masked up are. Well, that's none other than former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak. What was he doing there?
We have recent email leaks.
They got a
from
ball
Barak that
like
is
tied to each
entire
other, which
email
is so
inbox for almost
crazy.
a year's worth of time, and they communicated almost every day, often multiple times a day, direct contact about basically everything that they were doing. But he also visited him frequently, and there's a whole year of time where Ehud Barak's known visits to Epstein were monthly on a schedule. Most people were visiting Epstein in what seemed like a leisure sense, but Ehud Barak was visiting him on a regular schedule.
Oh,
And
he hadn't
was
been part
also
of it.
sneaking in and out of Epstein's mansion in disguise. Jeffrey Epstein referred not just to
Yeah, if he's
Ehud
doing
Barak,
all that,
also
bro, he doing
Benjamin
too much.
Netanyahu, to JP
That's the
Morgan.
new one, ain't it?
That's the current prime minister of
Yeah.
Israel. Why is a random lone referring the current prime minister of Israel to JP Morgan?
Allegedly.
Oh, that's very well proven.
I'm scared of getting sued
Yeah.
again.
He said I'm scared of getting sued.
One theory we heard is that Trump's not in the files in a bad
What?
way, but the reason that he's protecting it is because the fallout could be so great that it could collapse governments, it could collapse things.
So and I've stated this on 9/11 as well. It's the Jack Nicholson. That comment, can you handle the truth?
You want answers! I want the truth!
We're bringing up 9/11, bro. Damn.
You can't handle the truth!
It's a legitimate responsibility
That's
of
a
a
tough
leader
movie.
to
I
take
ain't
a
gonna
look
lie,
at
that's a tough
something and
movie.
go, this is probably better kept hidden.
It's possible that what he is protecting or trying to avoid would be a crisis, considering hypothetically who is probably involved.
So you think no matter who this impacts, we should go after them?
Absolutely.
Bro, that changes the whole narrative though, because I've never thought of like every other company like owner and stuff going downhill too. I kind of want to see it. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of want to see that happen. I'm just saying.
You and other Republicans, if top Republicans were named on the Epstein file, would
Let's
you
make
guys be
America
willing
cool again.
to take care of them and to make sure that they
I
are
think
answered for their
regardless of
crimes?
party, if you're a child rapist, you should see capital punishment. You should get the death.
Facts.
Americans can handle the truth. Americans deserve the truth from their government.
I like
think we
him.
will
I like
pass
him.
the House, which is a huge issue, with the MAGA House passing it, and I think there'll be a lot of momentum to pass it in the Senate. But then Donald Trump can veto it.
What are the implications if we
Damn,
don't release
that
the
is true.
files?
When John F. Kennedy was president, trust in America was 60%. Today it's in the teens. People don't believe the government's working for them. People believe the rich and powerful don't have accountability. People
Facts.
believe that the
Facts.
whole thing is rigged, and they elected Trump partly to unrig it. And now they see 7 months in, he's part of the whole swamp. If we don't have the release, we're going to continue to erode trust in self-government.
The main
Our
thing about
government's
Epstein
cooked,
that
yeah.
everyone
It's
should know
already
now
cooked.
is that we don't need the files. The files are in many ways meaningless. Yes, it would be great to have our law enforcement agencies doing their job and investigating the case and looking for evidence to take down people that were involved, whether they were co-conspirators or whether they were clients, so to speak. We don't need them, and we don't need those files because we already have in the public domain way more than enough to prosecute many people that were involved, to interview at least many more, And they're all just out there walking free.
Folks, one of the coolest things about being an American is by questioning the narrative, questioning our government,
Man, we keep questioning. We're gonna be like North
and
Korea,
not
bro.
being afraid to speak
Ain't nobody
out
gonna be able to
about
speak.
anything. Part of American history, if you go all the way back to the Boston Tea Party, is questioning a government that we view to be tyrannical. And this government has decades of lying under its belt, both Republican and Democrat. They owe it to us. We are the ones that foot the bill. We are the ones that can't afford health care, housing, food on the table, while these people are protecting a billionaire sex trafficking pedophile ring. So folks, I say to you,
Tommy.
read as many books as you can. Get in the gym and get in fighting shape. Get ready to rumble, because if shit needs to hit the fan, you better be ready. Folks, this is Tommy G.
That was tough.
I love my
That
life.
was tough.
I love you, and I love this country. Signing off. See you next week.
No, Tommy's so tough, bro. Tommy so tough, bro. Tommy gonna always have a place in my heart, bro. I respect Tommy, bro. Like, I respect somebody who can always tell the truth, even when it's hard or when you don't even want to be a part of it. I don't know who these people are, but if you made it this far into my video, me rather than Tommy G's video, like, comment, subscribe. The link to the original video is gonna be down in the description. Also, go hit one of those other links and follow it. You know what I'm saying? Support is free. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving y'all straight content, even though it's really not mine, but you know, we gotta start somewhere. But like, comment, subscribe, and YBG's has out, man.